We've noticed a rush to work for oneself over the last 2 years as people have become less confident in their employed earnings. If you would like to run a business on your own but have not yet had a go, I'll give you a few pointers to follow and a few pitfalls also. If you can start your business while still retaining your employment, it's a great way to dip your toe into the hot water without really getting burnt. Using the internet, it is quite possible to run many businesses, particularly those selling products or services. You don't actually need to be in the office all day to take those calls. What you actually do is very important. Many people set out and they've no real idea of what they're going to do. I often get people wanting to start a cafe without actually any cooking experience, or sell a product that they think is a good idea to sell, but in actual fact the customers know far more about it than they do. When starting from scratch, you need to have a good business plan. You also need to be aware of the likely profits you're going to make and the costs that you incur to run the business. You need to be able to estimate the sales, the likely costs associated to those sales, and how much profit the business will generate. You may also need to estimate how many months you can stay in business if everything goes completely pear-shaped. The best way to do this is to prepare a cash flow forecast. This is usually presented in a spreadsheet and allows you to try what-if scenarios. The cash flow forecast details the income and expenditure occurred during the month and gives a balance of cash at the end of each month. This gives you an opportunity to play around with marketing costs or labour costs or advertising to check what would happen if you spent twice as much on advertising or had extra labour. If you have no idea how to prepare a cash flow forecast, then please see an accountant. I could also send you our template cash flow forecast chart. If you've seen a business bank manager and need to produce a cash flow forecast or business plan to support borrowing, then you really need to see an accountant. They can prepare a business plan and cash flow forecast, which will cost you from around £250 to £750, depending on the complexity of the business. Many small businesses or individuals initially set up as a sole trader. The tax position is quite complicated. You've possibly been an employee used to paying taxes through your payroll system. As a self-employed person, the revenue follow a different rule. You need to estimate the tax due from the period 6th of April to 5th of April for your activity. The tax for that period becomes due on the 31st of January in the following year. However, the revenue also expect you to make the same level of earnings in the following year and ask for this tax to be paid on account. So the January following the first year of trade could well involve you having a tax bill of 1.5 times the normal tax bill for a year, followed by a further half times the tax bill in July. The revenue then get you paying tax as you go in a similar way to a PAYE employee. The same sort of tax treatment applies to partnerships. So if you have a business idea and you have a few individuals who wish to work with you, it's possibly a good idea to set up a partnership. There are tax advantages to a man and wife, for instance, being in a business together because both of them could use the tax allowance. The third alternative is to incorporate a limited company. Even as an individual, this has advantages. Apart from the limited liability status, which may save your home and savings if everything goes completely pear-shaped, there are considerable cash saving advantages. If you have a company, you are able to pay yourself a lower salary and supplement that earning by dividends. This allows the company to pay you a larger amount of income without incurring extra national insurance. The company route leaves you more working capital to help you grow your new business. It's always a good idea to contact your local accountant if you need to discuss your personal circumstances, so please do that or give me a ring. So there you are then, it's either sole trader, partnership or limited company. So see your accountant, he'll help you decide which is best for your particular circumstance.